The galactic stage. The vast expanse of the Milky Way had never seemed so small. As humanity peered out into the cosmic ocean for the first time with eyes truly open, they found themselves surrounded by a bustling galactic community. It was the year 2157, and Earth had just made first contact with the Galactic Confederation, a loose alliance of spacefaring civilizations. The initial excitement of this monumental event quickly gave way to a harsh reality. Humanity, in its infancy of interstellar relations, found itself thrust into a complex web of alliances, trade agreements, and age-old conflicts. The Galactic Confederation, while outwardly welcoming, saw Earth as little more than a curiosity, a primitive world with quaint notions of democracy and individual rights. Dr. Samlara Patel, Earth's first ambassador to the Galactic Confederation, stood before the hulking, tentacled form of Paxargath, the Confederation's High Counselor. The alien's multifaceted eyes gleamed with what Samara could only interpret as condescension. "Your people are charming," Ambassador Patel, Paxargath's translator device, croaked. "But surely you understand that your voice in galactic affairs must be earned. The Confederation has stood for millennia. Earth is but a mewling infant in comparison." Samara straightened her back, her dark eyes flashing with determination. "With all due respect, High Counselor, Earth may be young, but we have much to offer. Our technological growth in the past century alone—" Yes, Paxargath interrupted, waving a tentacle dismissively. "Your quaint advancements. Tell me, can your ships traverse the void streams? Have you mastered zero-point energy? No? Then I suggest you listen and learn, young one." The dismissal stung, but it was nothing compared to what came next. Over the following months, Earth found itself systematically shut out of meaningful galactic discourse. Trade agreements were skewed heavily in favor of other races. Technological exchanges were one-sided, with Earth receiving outdated scraps while being expected to share its most advanced research. The final straw came when the Confederation refused to intervene in a border dispute between Earth and the silicon-based Quartz Collective. The collective had laid claim to Mars, citing an ancient mining right from millennia past. When Earth protested, they were told to handle it themselves. In a closed-door meeting of Earth's highest-ranking officials, a decision was made that would shape humanity's galactic future. Admiral Helena Frost, her weathered face set in grim lines, addressed the assembly. "Ladies and gentlemen, it's clear that the Galactic Confederation sees us as nothing more than a backwater world to be exploited. I propose we withdraw from all galactic affairs. We'll focus on building our strength, advancing our technology, and preparing for the day when we can stand as equals, or superiors, to these condescending aliens." The vote was unanimous. On October 15, 2158, barely a year after first contact, Earth officially severed all ties with the Galactic Confederation. Borders were closed, communication channels shut down, and a policy of strict isolation was enacted. The few alien diplomats on Earth were politely but firmly escorted to their ships and sent home. The galaxy at large viewed this move with a mixture of amusement and disdain. Bets were placed on how long the humans would last before coming crawling back, begging for scraps of galactic knowledge. None suspected the fierce determination that burned in the hearts of Earth's people. Years passed, then decades. The galaxy moved on, forgetting about the insignificant blue planet in an unremarkable spiral arm. But behind the veil of self-imposed isolation, humanity was far from idle. Secret research facilities sprouted across the solar system. The best minds of Earth worked tirelessly, reverse engineering what little alien technology they had acquired and pushing the boundaries of theoretical physics. Breakthroughs came at an astonishing pace. Antimatter reactors, once thought centuries away, became a reality. The secret of FTL travel was cracked, then improved upon. As Earth's power grew, so did its reach. Stealth probes, undetectable by known galactic sensors, were sent to the far corners of the Confederation. They brought back disturbing news. The political landscape had shifted dramatically in the decades of Earth's absence. The Zorn Imperium, once a minor power on the fringes of known space, had grown into a formidable force. Led by the ruthless Emperor Krag Thol, the Zorn had embarked on a campaign of aggressive expansion. Smaller races were subjugated or annihilated. Even the once mighty Confederation found itself on the defensive, its member races too divided and self-interested to mount an effective resistance. In a secret bunker deep beneath the Himalayas, Admiral Frost's successor, Fleet Commander Jian Chen, reviewed the latest intelligence reports. His weathered face was illuminated by the soft glow of holographic displays showing the Zorn Imperium's inexorable advance. "It seems our old friends in the Confederation are reaping what they've sown," Chen mused, his voice tinged with a mix of satisfaction and concern. "Their arrogance and disunity have left them vulnerable, but if the Zorn continue unchecked," he let the thought hang in the air. The implications were clear. A galaxy dominated by the Zorn Imperium would eventually spell doom for Earth, no matter how advanced they had become in isolation. Chen's aide, a young lieutenant named Ilara, spoke up. "Sir, perhaps it's time we considered re-engaging with galactic affairs. We're not the same primitive world we were when we withdrew. We could make a difference now." Chen studied the earnest face of his aide. Ilara represented a new generation, one that had grown up hearing stories of the stars, but never experiencing them firsthand. He saw in her eyes the same hunger for exploration and justice that had driven humanity to the stars in the first place. After a long moment, Chen nodded. "You may be right, Lieutenant. But if we're going to do this, we're going to do it on our terms. No more kowtowing to condescending aliens. It's time the galaxy learned what humanity is truly capable of." As Chen spoke, a proximity alarm blared. One of Earth's early warning satellites had detected an unidentified ship dropping out of FTL at the edge of the solar system. It was neither Confederation nor Zorn in design. "Sir," an operator called out, "we're receiving a transmission. It's a distress call." Chen's eyes narrowed. After decades of isolation, the galaxy had come knocking at Earth's door. The next few moments would determine the course of human history. "Put it through," he ordered. The desperate voice that filled the command center spoke of terror, of a people on the brink of extinction, fleeing from the relentless onslaught of the Zorn Imperium. It was a plea for help, a cry in the dark to a world that had turned its back on the galaxy. In that moment, humanity stood at a crossroads. They could maintain their isolation, safe behind the technological shields they had built, or they could step once more onto the galactic stage, armed with decades of advancement and a burning desire to prove their worth. The choice they would make would shake the foundations of galactic society and usher in a new era of interstellar relations. The age of humanity's cosmic redemption was about to begin. The unlikely ambassador. The distress call echoing through Earth's command center faded, leaving behind a tense silence. Fleet Commander Jian Chen's weathered face was set in grim lines as he turned to his aide, Lieutenant Ilara. "Well, Lieutenant," he said, his voice heavy with the weight of the decision before them, "it seems the universe has a sense of irony. Prepare a response team. You're leading this mission." Ilara's eyes widened in surprise. "Sir, I'm not. I've never even left Earth's atmosphere." Chen's lips quirked in a rare smile. "Exactly. You represent a generation untainted by our past failures in diplomacy. Your perspective is unique. That's what we need right now." As Ilara struggled to process this unexpected turn of events, alarms blared once more. The operator's voice was tight with confusion. "Sir, the alien ship, it's gone. But we're detecting a massive energy surge in the Kuiper Belt. It's like nothing we've ever seen before." Screens flickered to life, showing a swirling vortex of blue-green energy. From its depths emerged not a ship, but a single humanoid figure. It floated in the vacuum of space, seemingly unaffected by the harsh conditions. "Impossible," Chen breathed. Then, regaining his composure, "Ilara, change of plans. You're going to greet our visitor. Suit up. Hours later, Ilara found herself aboard Earth's most advanced stealth shuttle, approaching a mysterious figure. As she drew closer, she realized with a start that the being was not floating in space, but standing on a translucent disk of shimmering energy. The alien turned to face her, and Ilara's breath caught in her throat. It was humanoid, yes, but with skin that seemed to shift and flow like liquid mercury. Where eyes should have been, there were swirling pools of the same blue-green energy that had formed the vortex. As Ilara maneuvered her ship alongside the energy disk, the alien spoke, not with sound but directly into her mind. "Greetings, child of Earth." The voice resonated in her thoughts, carrying with it impressions of vast age and unfathomable knowledge. "I am Zixix, last of the architects." Ilara swallowed hard, her training kicking in despite her awe. "I'm Lieutenant Ilara Chen of Earth. We received a distress call." "Ah, yes." Zixix's mental voice carried a note of amusement. "A necessary deception to gain your attention. My apologies, but time is short, and the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance." The being gestured, and suddenly Ilara found herself standing beside it on the energy disk, her ship left behind. Before she could panic, Zixix continued, "Your people have been wise to hive and grow strong, but now you must emerge. The Zorn are but pawns in a greater game. They have discovered fragments of architect technology, remnants of my people's great works. They do not understand what they wield, and their ignorance threatens to unravel the very fabric of space-time." Images flooded Ilara's mind. Impossibly advanced machines, planets shattered by uncontrolled energy, and at the heart of it all, a pulsing core of power that seemed to bend reality around it. "This is the Nexus," Zixix explained. "The cornerstone of the architect's works. If the Zorn fully activate it, they will destroy not just this galaxy, but countless others." Ilara's mind reeled. But why come to us? Surely the Confederation. Zixix's form rippled, conveying something like a sad shake of the head. The Confederation is paralyzed by fear and bureaucracy. Humanity, in its isolation, has grown in unexpected ways. You have achieved in decades what takes most races centuries. More importantly, you are unknown, unexpected. The Zorn will not see you coming. "What do you want us to do?" Ilara asked, a mix of fear and excitement coursing through her. "I will impart to you knowledge of architect technology, enough to level the playing field. But it is not just your technological prowess that is needed. It is your adaptability, your creativity, your indomitable spirit. These are the traits that will save the galaxy." Zixix reached out, its liquid metal hand hovering near Ilara's forehead. "Will you accept this burden, Ilara Chen of Earth? Will you step into the role of not just diplomat, but savior of worlds?" Ilara hesitated for just a moment, the enormity of the choice before her almost overwhelming. Then, setting her jaw in determination, she nodded. "I accept." The moment Zixix's hand touched her brow, Ilara's world exploded into light and knowledge. She saw the birth of stars, the rise and fall of civilizations, the intricate dance of quantum particles. Equations and schematics for technologies beyond her wildest dreams cascaded through her consciousness. When the flood of information finally subsided, Ilara found herself back in her shuttle, approaching Earth. Zixix was gone, but the knowledge remained, humming in her mind like a live wire. As she re-entered Earth's atmosphere, Ilara knew that everything had changed. Humanity was about to step onto the galactic stage, not as supplicants or conquerors, but as the custodians of knowledge that could reshape the universe. Fleet Commander Chen was waiting when she landed, his face a mask of concern and curiosity. "Lieutenant, what happened out there?" Ilara met his gaze, her eyes now flecked with swirls of blue-green energy. "Sir," she said, her voice steady despite the enormity of what she was about to say, "we need to assemble a team. Earth's isolation is over, and we have a galaxy to save." As alarms began to blare once more, signaling the approach of multiple unidentified ships, Ilara allowed herself a small smile. The Zorn, the Confederation, the entire galaxy, none of them were prepared for what humanity was about to unleash. The age of humanity's cosmic redemption hadn't just begun. It had taken an unexpected twist that would reverberate through the stars for eons to come. The quantum diplomats. The Galactic Council chamber hummed with an air of anticipation and barely concealed disdain. Hundreds of alien species, each more bizarre than the last, filled the vast amphitheater. At the center stood a lone human figure, Captain Zara Chen, her posture defiant despite the weight of countless alien gazes upon her. Humans, Rast Thorfall, the counselor of the Silicon Highs, his crystalline form glittering under the chamber's harsh lights. You claim to have mastered quantum diplomacy. Prove it. Zara allowed herself a small smile. This was the moment Earth had been preparing for over the last century of isolation. She raised her hand, revealing a small, innocuous-looking device strapped to her wrist. Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, Zara's voice rang out, amplified by the chamber's acoustics. I present to you the Quantum Nexus. With a flick of her wrist, the air around Zara shimmered and split. Gasps echoed through the chamber as multiple versions of Zara appeared, each slightly different, each addressing a different section of the alien audience. In your reality, one Zara spoke to a group of methane-breathing Jovians. Humanity has already formed a beneficial trade alliance with your people. In this timeline, another Zara gestured to a cluster of energy beings. Humans have developed technology to safely harvest dark energy, solving your species' energy crisis. Each version of Zara spoke simultaneously, addressing the specific concerns and interests of every major faction in the room. The quantum nexus allowed her to tap into alternate realities, presenting the most favorable version of human-alien relations to each group. Impossible, bellowed Krax the Unifier, his tentacles writhing in agitation. This is nothing but an elaborate holographic trick. Zara Prime, the original, stepped forward. I assure you, Counselor Krax, this is no trick. Humanity has learned to navigate the multiverse. We can see the infinite possibilities of our interactions with your species. More importantly, we can choose the best outcome for all involved. The chamber erupted into chaos. Some delegates accused the humans of witchcraft. Others demanded immediate access to the technology. Amidst the uproar, a quiet voice cut through the noise. Fascinating, said Zira, the representative of the enigmatic Thought Collective. Her form, a shimmering cloud of neural patterns, pulsed with interest. You've weaponized probability itself. Zara nodded respectfully to Zira. We prefer to think of it as a tool for peace. By showing each species the best possible outcome of cooperation with humanity, we hope to bypass centuries of mistrust and conflict. As the alternate Zaras continued their targeted diplomacy, the mood in the chamber began to shift. Suspicion gave way to curiosity, and in some cases, cautious optimism. Helfehl's crystalline form vibrated, a sign of deep thought among his kind. And what are the timelines where cooperation fails? Where conflict arises? We've seen those too, Zara admitted. That's precisely why we're here. We've witnessed the devastating consequences of continued isolation and conflict. This way, we all win. Gradually, the alternate Zaras began to flicker and fade, leaving only the original standing before the council. The quantum nexus on her wrist pulsed once, then went dark. The choice, as always, remains yours, Zara concluded. But now you've seen the potential. Humanity stands ready to forge a future of unprecedented cooperation and mutual benefit. As the council dissolved into heated debate, Zara allowed herself a moment of quiet satisfaction. The real challenge was only beginning, but humanity had made its grand entrance onto the galactic stage. The age of quantum diplomacy had dawned, and the universe would never be the same. In the shadows of the chamber, unnoticed by all, a figure watched with keen interest. Ambassador Omega, the last of the precursors, felt a spark of hope for the first time in eons. Perhaps these humans, with their mastery of quantum realities, could finally solve the greatest threat facing the galaxy, a threat no one else even knew existed. As Zara left the chamber, Omega made a decision. It was time to make contact. The fate of all realities might just depend on it. The quantum entanglement. As Ilara Chen stood before Earth's hastily assembled emergency council, the room crackled with tension. The knowledge imparted by Zixix swirled in her mind, a maelstrom of advanced concepts and alien memories. But as she opened her mouth to speak, something unexpected happened. The world around her flickered like a faulty hologram. For a brief moment, Ilara saw not the familiar faces of Earth's leaders, but a vast chamber filled with beings of pure energy. She blinked, and reality snapped back into place. Lieutenant Chen. Fleet Commander Jian Chen's voice cut through her confusion. You were about to brief us on the situation. Ilara shook her head, trying to clear it. Yes, sir. She paused, a realization dawning. I don't think we're dealing with just one reality anymore. As if triggered by her words, alarms blared throughout the facility. On the main screen, a technician's panicked face appeared. Sir, we're detecting massive quantum fluctuations across the entire solar system. It's as if reality itself is becoming unstable. Ilara's eyes widened. The Nexus, she breathed. It's not just a power source, it's a bridge between realities. Suddenly, the room shifted again. This time, everyone saw it. The walls became transparent, revealing a cosmos unlike anything they'd ever seen. Stars pulsed with rhythmic beats, galaxies swirled in impossible colors, and through it all, threads of golden energy wove a tapestry of interconnected realities. As quickly as it appeared, the vision vanished, leaving the council members gasping and disoriented. What you just saw, Ilara explained, her voice steady despite the chaos, is the true nature of our universe. Or rather, universes. The knowledge Zixix gave me, it's not just technology. It's a key to understanding the multiverse itself. She waved her hand, and to everyone's shock, a holographic display sprung to life around her, depicting complex equations and multidimensional models. The Zorn aren't just a threat to our galaxy. Their misuse of the Nexus is causing a cascade effect across multiple realities. If we don't stop them, the entire multiverse could collapse. Fleet Commander Chen, his face pale but determined, leaned forward. What do you propose, Lieutenant? Ilara took a deep breath. We need to assemble a team, not just from Earth, but from across realities. In some universes, humanity has achieved things we can barely imagine. In others, we've formed alliances with species we've never even heard of. We need to tap into all of that. And how exactly do we do that? A skeptical council member asked. In response, Ilara closed her eyes, concentrating. The air around her began to shimmer, and suddenly, 5 translucent figures appeared in the room. Each one was recognizably human, but vastly different from anything they'd seen before. One was a being of living metal, circuits pulsing beneath a chrome skin. Another floated inches off the ground, energy crackling around her form. The third seemed to phase in and out of existence, never fully solid. The fourth was accompanied by a swarm of nanobots that formed and reformed around him. The last appeared perfectly normal, until you noticed the stars reflected in her eyes, literal windows to other worlds. Meet our team, Ilara said with a small smile. Or rather, meet us. Each one is a version of me from a different reality. Together, we represent the peak of human potential across the multiverse. The council stared in stunned silence as the alternate Ilaras nodded in unison. But that's not all, Ilara continued. The Zorn, the Confederation, even the architects, they're all playing a part in a cosmic drama bigger than any of us realized. The Nexus isn't just a tool or a weapon. It's alive in a sense, and it's been orchestrating events across realities for eons. She gestured, and the holographic display shifted to show a vast, multidimensional chessboard. Every major event in our history, every technological leap, every conflict, they've all been moves in a game we couldn't even perceive. Until now. Fleet Commander Chen, to his credit, adapted quickly to the mind-bending revelations. So what's our next move in this cosmic game? Ilara's eyes gleamed with determination. We changed the rules. The Zorn think they're about to checkmate the universe. We're going to flip the board. As if on cue, the alternate Ilaras began to glow, their forms merging with the original. Knowledge, power, and perspective from across the multiverse flooded into a single point. Ilara Chen, no longer just a lieutenant, but a nexus of human potential. Commander, she said, her voice now layered with echoes from countless realities, prepare Earth for emergence onto the galactic stage. But not as a nation or even a planet. We're about to introduce ourselves as the guardians of the multiverse itself. Outside, the sky above Earth shimmered and split, revealing glimpses of alternate Earths, alternate galaxies, alternate possibilities. Humanity was about to step not just onto a larger stage, but into a vast, interconnected theater of realities. The cosmic game was changing, and humanity, in all its infinite variations, was holding the new rulebook. The biocosmic revolution. Dr. Arya Zhang stood before the United Earth Council, her lab coat shimmering with bioluminescent patterns that pulsed in sync with her heartbeat. The chamber was silent, every eye fixed on the small, unassuming petri dish in her hands. Distinguished councillors, Arya began, her voice steady despite the weight of the moment. What I hold before you is not just the future of humanity, but potentially the key to our ascension as a species. She placed the petri dish under a holoprojector. The image that sprang to life above it looked like a twisted dance of DNA strands, but with an impossible complexity that defied conventional genetics. This, Arya continued, is what we've dubbed cosmic DNA. It's not just a new form of genetic material, it's a bridge between biology and the fundamental forces of the universe. Councillor Okafor leaned forward, his augmented eyes whirring as they zoomed in on the projection. Explain, Dr. Zhang, in terms even a politician can understand. Arya allowed herself a small smile. Simply put, we've discovered that the universe itself has a genetic code. Stars, galaxies, even dark matter, they all follow patterns eerily similar to biological DNA. What you see here is our first successful hybridization of human DNA with this cosmic code. The chamber erupted in murmurs. Arya pressed on. Preliminary tests show that subjects infused with cosmic DNA gain abilities that can only be described as godlike. They can manipulate gravity, fold space-time, even influence a fundamental constants of physics on a local scale. My God, whispered Councillor Okafor. You're talking about turning humans into, what, gods? I prefer the term biocosmic entities, Arya replied. But essentially, yes. We're on the verge of transcending our physical forms and becoming one with the cosmic fabric itself. The Chief of Defense, General Yuki Tanaka, stood abruptly. And what of the galactic community? How will they react to humans suddenly wielding the power of creation itself? As if in answer to her question, alarms blared throughout the chamber. Holoscreens flickered to life, showing a massive fleet of ships dropping out of FTL at the edge of the solar system. It's the Galactic Concordat, someone shouted. All major species are represented. They're hailing us. The main screen lit up, revealing a panel of alien faces. At the center was High Arbiter Zix Vale of the Quilaxian Dominion, his eye stalks quivering with barely contained fury. Humans, Zix Vale's translator boomed. Our long-range sensors have detected your abominable experiments. You meddle with forces beyond your comprehension. Cease this cosmic violation immediately, or face the combined might of the galactic community. Arya stepped forward, her eyes blazing with determination. High Arbiter, with all due respect, you don't understand what we've achieved. This isn't a violation of cosmic law. It's the next step in universal evolution. We invite you to join us in this journey of transcendence. Zix Vale's eye stalks recoiled in horror. Madness. You would remake the very fabric of reality to suit your whims. We cannot allow this. All ships, prepare tow. The transmission cut off abruptly as a new figure materialized in the center of the council chamber. It was vaguely humanoid, but its body seemed to be composed of swirling galaxies and nebulae. When it spoke, its voice resonated with the harmonic frequencies of the cosmos itself. I am Omega, the being announced, the first human to fully bond with cosmic DNA, and I bring a warning from the future. The room fell into stunned silence as Omega continued. The path you walk leads to wonders beyond imagination, but also to conflict on a scale that threatens the very foundations of reality. I have seen futures where humanity becomes a pantheon of cosmic gods, reshaping galaxies at will. But I have also witnessed the birth of eldritch horrors as human consciousness merges with the dark forces of the universe. Omega turned to face the still-active holoprojection of the alien fleet. And you, gathered species of the cosmos, your fear is understandable but misplaced. Attempt to stop humanity's ascension, and you'll only ensure the darkest of all possible futures comes to pass. With a gesture, Omega created a swirling portal in the air. The choice before us all was simple, yet monumental. Do we embrace cosmic transcendence and forge a new era of existence? Or do we remain as we are, forever bound by the laws of a universe we can only observe but never truly join? Arya stepped forward, her eyes meeting Omega's cosmic gaze. What would you have us do? Omega's form shimmered, and for a moment, the swirling galaxies that made up its body aligned to form a smile. That, Dr. Zhang, is the beauty of this moment. For the first time in the history of the cosmos, the future is truly unwritten. What comes next will be determined by the choices we make here and now. As if on cue, the Petri dish containing the cosmic DNA began to glow, its radiance filling the chamber with possibilities yet unimagined. The fate of humanity, and indeed the entire universe, hung in the balance. The age of cosmic transcendence was dawning, and with it, a new chapter in the story of existence itself. Last edited 10 minutes ago.